What's going on, everybody? This is Asmus coming at you with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video, and today we are covering the reveal of Soline Frost Ticket and her animation preview along with her skill kit. Now, I like Soline as a character. I think she's adorable, but it's really conflicting because based off of her burst animation, I'm pretty sure she's an adult. A young one, mind you, like probably no older than 20, but like why do they got to make them look like little kids? Like, that bugs me. They made her look even younger, in my opinion, with this. Like, I don't get it. I really hate the lolly trope. Like, I don't mind kid characters. They make sense. You know, there's kids in RPGs, there's kids in other video games and whatnot, but and I understand that adult women do exist that look very young and are very, very tiny, but like you can generally tell they look like adults. And this is it's too much in my opinion, but you know, again, I like her as a character. I think she's great. Her Bond story, if I recall correctly, while I saw it a while ago, was fun. It was adorable. But let's go ahead and see what they did with her. So they made her look even smaller in this. Like, the hair though, that's a lot of hair. How does she even lug that hair around? I'm trying to remember how much hair she has in her original look. Okay, so that was origami, I guess, because that I looked kind of unhinged. But like right as she's about to bend it, that looked a little on the unhinged side. But okay, so it was just origami, but they just had to do that for, I guess, dramatic effect. All right, so let's go ahead and see what her kit is all about. So supporter, shotgun, burst skill 1, okay. With water. Alrighty. Okay, first glance, 40 seconds is an ouch, because I'm trying to remember who else that's not a burst one does burst cooldown reduction. I think leader is one of them, but why wouldn't you just burst with her anyway? Because of that attack boost. I have to go through and see who else can do burst cooldown reduction, because that's a yikes. And especially because she's Elysian, and well, we already have made mast and made anchor for all that. Anyway, I'll check your ticket. Activates at the start of a battle or when using burst skill, affects all allies. Issues 1 ticket up to a maximum of 2 continuous. Okay, seems simple enough-ish. Ticket effect, max HP up, number of tickets times 10% of the caster's max HP without restoring HP. Okay, so sounds like another thing that's probably going to be decent for PvP. Activates when entering full burst. Affects all allies. Cooldown of burst skill down 7.48 seconds. Okay, so she does reduce her own burst cooldown a bit, but yeah, that's still over 30 seconds without another burst cooldown person. Activates when entering full burst. Affects all allies. Removes first train discount, which we haven't seen what that does yet. Activates when the HP of anyone in the squad is lower than 15%. Affects the target. If the enemy has any tickets, it recovers 12.27% of caster's final max HP as HP. Ticket count down by 1. Activates at the start of battle. Affects all allies. First train discount for 6 seconds. Function, tickets granted by I'll help you board the train will not be consumed. So I am a little bit curious if that is a one and done thing. That's not completely clear if you can get another discount. I guess probably not, because if it activates at the start of battle, then that means, well, it's probably not going to happen again. But this implies that she'll be pretty good for boss fights that are going to severely reduce you in HP. But this is screaming PvP for me, because that goes quick, and honestly, the burst cooldown, in my opinion, doesn't really matter. Doesn't seem like it, because it's over so fast and your HP drops super fast. So I could see that being real good. And then her burst, I'll get you there safely, excuse me, Affects all allies. Recovers 32.26% of caster's final max HP as HP. Okay, so leaning on top of what her max HP increase already does makes it heal even more. So yeah, that could be some really good healing. But again, we'd have to really dig into who else that's not a burst 1 can, fill the role of burst cooldown reduction, because that's a yikes. That's a yikes. Because otherwise, like, I might have to skip because I don't have the resources right now. I'm not in a good place to do that. But if I do get to a good place, But the good thing is that she doesn't appear to be limited. I didn't see anything in her reveal that pointed to being limited, because I believe usually it'll say limited up here, because this is definitely not going to be the winter event, because it's only a 2-week event that ends, from what I saw, on December 4th. And historically, all seasonal events, winter and summer, 3 weeks long, 2 characters, and generally speaking, 1 SR unit gets a variant that's higher, with the exception of, well, the most recent summer and winter events where they just gave alts to 2 SSRs, one of which was unfortunately a Pilgrim that I managed to get super lucky on, but that's neither here nor there. So this tells me that maybe they want to lean a little bit more. This will probably segue, considering the name of her stuff is Frost Ticket, but the event involves her badgering an old lady to get off the train or something. I didn't fully read it. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Are you pulling? Are you not pulling? Are you pitying? Are you just going to mileage out and be done with it? Or are you just going to save for the winter units and hope that it's not as disappointing as last year's winter units? I mean, don't get me wrong. The designs, like the overall visuals were great. I like the costumes and everything. But the fact that Winter Maiden really only served as a kind of, let me boost your elemental damage, which I think that's pretty situational. And then, unfortunately, they made Alt Guillotine worse, or Winter Guillotine, excuse me, worse than her original. But I think she just doesn't hurt herself this time. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. And remember, for every like and subscribe and follow that you do to my channels, Needy Person's Cheeks get clapped.